Hello my friends, I was not planning on filming today, but I got something in the mail that was very surprising to me. I really did not think this was coming. And where did I put it? It's all the way over there. Hold on a sec. So anyway, super surprised to get this in the mail, and knowing me, it's going to take me like 2 weeks at least, maybe even 3 weeks to do a full review of this, but I know there's a lot of confusion and questions about this product, so I figured I would just do like a quick swatch, eye look, first impression of the Laura Lee Los Angeles Nudie Patootie palette. So if that sounds interesting to you, hang tight. We're gonna get into it right now. It is currently Saturday in my time. My one that I purchased is actually coming on Monday. I had no idea. I knew I wanted to review it, but I didn't know that she was gonna send it to me, so I bought it. So that one's gonna be for giveaway in the video that's coming up. So keep an eye out for the full review for the giveaway of the one that I purchased. So this is the one that she sent. I know there's been some confusion as far as the shades. I'll go ahead and put up a couple of the pictures that Laura has put up. She put up a video, and she also put up some images, and I know people were really confused about the shades. Was it more pink? Was it more brown? And to me, it looks like it's somewhere in between. Now, let me show you the packaging that it comes in for those of you that are getting it soon. It does come in the Laura Lee Los Angeles box in that it's got her logo stamped there. When we got the PR last time, it was for the Cat's Pajamas palette, it was really fancy packaging, and even though the presentation was gorgeous and I was very thankful for it, I'm kind of glad she toned down on it, because I don't feel like it's 100% necessary for her to, number one, spend the money, and number two, for the waste that packaging costs for doing things like that. I mean, it just gets thrown away. Just like I said in the last video, Laura is an acquaintance of mine. We actually haven't talked hardly at all since the last videos, which is why I thought that she probably wasn't going to send this to me. So this is a pleasant surprise. So thank you, Laura, for sending this to me. But as you know, just like in the last video, I am going to give you my honest opinion on everything. It doesn't matter if she sent it to me or not. I did purchase it with my own money, so I'm out the same amount of money that everybody else is. This is the card that comes with it. I really like that she included this. She's got her picture there, and then on the back, it's really cool. She's got the picture of the palette with the shades spilled out, and she's got descriptions of each one. And this is really smart of her. She's got a couple of little asterisks next to Jaybird and next to Au Naturel. Those are the, what I would call, pressed glitter shades. And she's got a little note. It says, denotes best results when used with glitter glue or a wet brush. They remind me a lot of the NBA Cosmetics Chromalights that I love because they are so opaque. They're even more opaque than those, in my opinion, but you're going to see that in the swatches in a second. If you look at the difference between the size of the Cat's Pajamas and the Nudie Patootie, you're getting 4 extra shades in the Nudie Patootie. She also did a lot of packaging changes. There were a lot of complaints, just, you know, details as far as the packaging that people didn't like. One thing that people didn't like was I think people liked the outer packaging, but when you opened it up, it was quite different. You had the obstructed mirror, you had the print that people weren't a fan of because it looked like the same flower pasted over and over. You also had that the names did not match the Cat's Pajamas theme. And also people were saying that the shades were boring, which was kind of my biggest critique. Not that they were boring, but they were just more typical, that I wanted something a little more interesting. It looks like Laura has listened to those critiques. If you look at this one, it's very sleek looking, and you open it up, there's no pattern, there's no obstructed mirror. The mirror is huge. It's not a wonky mirror. And then the shade names match the theme. Everything in here is nude themed. So we've got stark, undressed, topless, streaking, uncover. I mean, she's even got butt naked over here, which I thought was hilarious. And also, she's definitely put in some unique shades, some things that are actually unique to my collection, which I was so happy to see. When I saw this, I immediately thought Naked 3. Immediately thought Naked 3. But when I put them next to each other, they're really not the same. They're not even close to the same. I mean, it's very, very different. And first impressions, I haven't put this on my eyes yet, but first impressions, I'm really interested in trying the matte shades in here. They're really interesting. I would love to create just like a straight matte look with like Strip and Bear and Nakey, and I just think that would be gorgeous with a little bit of stark maybe just in the inner corner. It's a little bit shiny there. Because I always go over this, just so you know, this This is made in the United States. Price point is $45 and the cat's pajamas was $40. Just a little bit about cruelty-free. This is a cruelty-free product. It does have the PETA bunny on here if you want to know about more about PETA certification, which is basically very, very easy to get. I will link my video with Courtney on questions about cruelty-free down below. All right, now that I've rambled enough, let's go ahead and get into the finger and brush swatches, and then I'm going to do my very first look with this palette and give you some first impressions.
All right, here is Nudie Patootie. What I did for this video is I color corrected the video so that, and I held the palette right up to the screen to try to get these to look exactly the way they look in person. And I think I got as close as I possibly could. So let's start with the top row, which is all light shades. My cat's meowing next to me. She's so cute. All right, so we have stark, undressed, topless, and streaking. And as you can see, stark does not apply that well with a finger or a brush, but it is a little bit buildable, as you can see in the brush swatch. When you pat it on the fingertip with the fingertip in the inner corner, it's absolutely beautiful. Undressed is a beautiful matte. Topless does brush swatch a little bit better. This one is also buildable. And then streaking brush swatches really well as well. Just really nice, clean matte shade. And this is the first four all together. As you can see, they're all very light. If you're new to my channel, then you are new to the wipe test. And the purpose of this is to show if the product stains the skin. And I found that products that stain the skin tend to last longer on the eye. So as you can see, the four light shades, they're actually staining the skin a little bit, which I was surprised, of course, except for stark, which is that white shade. Going on to the next four, these are also all very light. We have undercover, strip, bare, and exposed. Now it looks like undercover and exposed are very similar, and they are. Exposed is just a tad bit deeper and the glitter is a lot chunkier, but they are quite similar. I wish that they even had more of a difference. I wish exposed was about 4 shades darker, and that would have been amazing for me. But that's just what I would want. It's not my palette. Strip and bare also brush swatch just the same as the other mattes. They're just beautiful, beautiful, smooth shades. And like I mentioned, exposed just has a chunkier glitter in it and is a little bit deeper than undercover. So keeping in mind your skin tone, looking at these are all of the light shades. So we're looking at a little more than half the palette are light, so keep that in mind. And then as we do the wipe test, we notice that all of them except for that first one do stain the skin just a little bit. You're gonna get the most staining out of the matte shades. These to me are the medium tone shades. So we've got Au Naturel, Reveal, Jaybird, and Butt Naked. When I first finger swatched Au Naturel and Jaybird, I literally gasped. I went, because they were just so pretty. Now, when you look at the brush swatches though, you can see they don't brush swatch very well, but they do build. So when that brush goes in there that second time, they do build up with a brush, and they are able to be applied to the eye with a brush, which is great. You'll notice the same thing with Jaybird. Again, not brush swatching very well the first time, but the second time across, you can really see that shade starting to build. The matte shades, again, still very consistent throughout this palette as being nice and smooth. For medium shades, these really aren't super deep. I would still consider them medium shades, but they're really relatively light for medium shades. Now, wiping them away, you can really tell what Laura was talking about needing a glitter glue, especially for Jaybird. You can see Jaybird is completely gone. It is not there anymore. But Au Naturel does still have some of that staining. One thing to take note of is the undertone of these shades are pretty much exactly the same. So if you choose to pair these shades together throughout the day, they may muddy more than some of the other shades. So you may want to mix these 4 shades in with some of the even lighter shades and some of the deeper shades to make sure you don't have that muddying through the day. And on to those last 2, these are the deep shades in the palette. I was very happy to see that these were much deeper than I thought they were after watching Laura's video. The big difference between these is that Buff has shimmer and Nakey Nakey is matte. Again, we have that building thing that we're gonna have to do with Buff, but it really is a beautiful shade. It's got a really nice little coppery pink shift to it. It's very pretty. And then Nakey Nakey is probably my least favorite of the mattes, but it does build and it is really nice to work with on the outer corner to kind of buff and blend in and get a really nice gradient with the medium shades or the lighter shades. and wiping them away, these are like impossible to wipe away, especially buff. It has got so much pigment. I did try to remove this with some micellar water, and I actually had difficulty removing it from my arm. I had to, go over it a couple of times because there is just so much pigment in buff.
So now you have seen the swatches. Let's go ahead and do a look. Now, this is just me playing. This is not a full review like I was saying earlier, but I do want to, since I'm going to try it on anyway, I figured I might as well do it on camera. I did watch Laura's video, but it's been a while, so I'm hoping that I remember enough about what she had said about it. I'm debating on what kind of look I want to do because I really want to play with these mattes, but at the same time, Jaybird is calling to me. So we'll see what happens as we go. I still have all my monthly favorite stuff sitting here. All up in my way because that video was supposed to go up first. All right, let's go ahead and zoom you in. I've got my shadow insurance. I've got my Too Faced glitter glue. The NYX glitter glue to me is just as good as the Too Faced though, so don't feel like you need to buy Too Faced glitter glue. Also, the one from Lit Cosmetics is good, but I actually don't prefer that one over the NYX one. I think the NYX and the Too Faced are definitely the best that I've tried. So this right here is just the Too Faced primer for now. The regular primer, no glitter glue yet. Okay, the strip is calling me. It's saying, use me, use me. It's not as punchy from the swatches. I thought it would be a little more punchy, but it's not. It's very soft, and it's definitely not patchy at all. I'm gonna go ahead and pop Undressed all over the lid. That's a nice cream. Sometimes when you get creams like this, they're kind of sheer. I like really opaque cream shades, so I appreciate that. Now we'll do a little bit of Butt Naked, kind of deeper into the crease. I'm just gonna do kind of one of my traditional, not creative eye looks because I just wanna test the shadows today. We'll get more creative in the full review. That looks nice. I have to say it looks nice. I'm gonna punch Nakey Nakey, which is the dark brown, on the outer corner. I like that they're a little bit buildable. They're not weak and buildable. They're like the perfect level of buildable. And I'm telling you this genuinely. Like, I know there's gonna be people who don't like Laura who are gonna come on my video and be like, you only said that because she sent it to you. No. Look for yourself. I can't make it up. You constructive criticism, Kellys. Now we're gonna go with the glitter glue because I need Jaybird in my life. And I know that's gonna look weird with me sitting in my pajamas wearing Jaybird all over my eyeballs, but I swatched that thing and I went, oh. It's seriously like when I first swatched it, it reminded me of a Pat McGrath shadow, and Pat McGrath shadows are ridiculously expensive, way more expensive than these. I'm just gonna put that glitter glue all over my lid. One thing I do wish is that I wish that Laura had a glitter glue available on her site. If it wasn't one that she made, maybe she could ask. I mean, I know she knows Jared over at Too Faced. Maybe she probably has connections over at NYX. Maybe try to sell the NYX glitter glue on her website or the Too Faced glitter glue on her website. I don't know if that would be possible, but you know, when something requires something, I mean, I know she said you can use a wet brush as well, but I feel like, you know, if you need it in order to use it, you should probably have it available for your customers on the website, if that's possible, but I don't know if it's possible or not. All right, let's put Jaybird. I'm just gonna use my fingertip because I'm scared of using a brush. And we're just gonna pop that right there. That seriously reminds me of Pat McGrath, no joke. Holy moly. It's very loose in the pan, just so you know. Be very careful digging into it, because I can see if you dip a brush in really strong, you're just gonna break it. It's pressed, but it's still glitter. You've still got chunks. Now let's do, let me see if I can do a little bit of this exposed on the inner corner just to do something a little bit different. But the textures are different, so I don't know. I don't like that. That did not match very well. No, now that it's blending, it's kind of going together. There you go. Now that it's kind of blending in, it seems to be fine. Initially, it was a little bit weird, but the blend is making the difference. I mean, I guess with the glitter glue thing, if she says you can use water, I'll have to see whether... Really? Someone's mowing the lawn. All right, while he's mowing the lawn, I'm gonna do my brows real quick. Okay, it's kind of quiet now. All right, so let's, on the lower lash line, let's do a little bit of this buff shade. Why? Why does he have to be mowing the lawn right now? Okay, I am getting a little bit of transfer onto my brow bone a little bit. But again, I'm gonna have to play with these. This is just first impression. Okay, so let's put a little bit of Stark just on the inner corner lower lash line. And I'm just gonna put a tiny bit of Undressed on my brow bone. And then actually, I'm gonna wing this Nakey out a little bit on the side. Kind of pull it out to make more of like a triangular shape. I want it to be a soft triangle though, not a harsh triangle, so that's why I wanted to use a softer brush. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and pop on some liner and some mascara, and I'll be back to show you the way that it came out with that, because sometimes I feel like you need that to give it the finished look. All right, so liner and mascara is on. Let me go ahead and close my eyes and just show you what I very quickly created. Again, I'm going to be playing with this for the next week or two, and then full review will be up. It does take me a while because I like to make sure I'm giving you the best information possible. Let me go ahead and zoom you out for final thoughts. So not final thoughts, first impression. I am really digging on this. I have no complaints as far as the shadows go, except for that I'm already seeing a little bit of fallout on Jaybird on my cheek. But I need to play with it. I need to figure out how to get that not to happen, and that's what's gonna happen in the next couple of weeks. That's information hopefully I'll be able to provide to you. I'm gonna try it with the NYX Glitter Glue. I'm gonna try it with the lid. I'm gonna figure that shade out. Is it awful as far as the fallout? No, it's not awful as of now. Thank you so much for watching this. I hope that you found it helpful as a first impression. I know first impressions are not the best videos ever, but it takes me so long, girlfriend and boyfriend. It takes me so long. I just want to get something up for you, and again, more information is coming. So if you're not already subscribed, click the subscribe button down below. Thanks again for watching. Mad love, and I will see you in a video very, very soon, hopefully when someone is not mowing their lawn. Bye!